All right, everybody, welcome. Get ready for our deep dive into Scream 6.
Yeah.
You want to know what makes this one stand out?
Yeah.
Well, we've got tons of info from all sorts of sources, really digging into the plot, the characters,
The characters.
and what makes this Scream different.
You know, one thing that hits you right away is the setting. We're not in Woodsboro anymore.
Right.
This time, it's New York City.
Whoa, from quiet suburbs to the Big Apple. Got to change the whole vibe, right? Especially for a slasher.
Absolutely. I mean, think about Woodsboro. Everyone knew each other, but in a city with millions, anyone could be Ghostface.
True. Makes every stranger a little suspicious, huh?
Yeah, you get that paranoia, like, way more intense.
I can imagine. And there's that scene, the sources mentioned it, on the subway.
Oh, yeah?
Halloween night, packed subway car, and everyone's in a Ghostface costume.
Chillin'. Just chillin'. They use that crowd, the anonymity, to make it claustrophobic.
Oh, man.
You can't escape. Sources say it's one of the most suspenseful parts.
Oh, I bet. Genius, using the setting like that.
Hmm.
But let's talk characters. Sam and Tara Carpenter, back again.
Right.
This film dives deeper into their trauma, especially Sam and that whole legacy thing.
It's fascinating. She's Billy Loomis's daughter, the original Ghostface. It's not surviving the killer. It's like your own bloodline is tied to this violence, the fear that maybe you could be like him.
Heavy stuff. Not just afraid of Ghostface, but afraid of becoming him.
Right. And the film draws parallels to real-life cases, kids dealing with their parents' crimes, adds another layer to Sam's struggle.
Wow. Makes you wonder if you can ever escape something that awful, like it's part of you.
It's a huge question, and it affects her with Tara, her sister.
Oh, right. Tara wants normal college life, move on from Ghostface.
Exactly. But this creates tension. Sam's so focused on protecting Tara, it's almost too much.
Yeah.
And Tara wants to be independent, define her own life.
It's like that classic sibling thing, but amplified by, well, you know, all the horror.
Totally. Makes you think, is there a right way to deal with trauma?
It affects everyone so differently.
Yeah, no one-size-fits-all solution. And speaking of coping, Scream 6 takes that meta-commentary to a new level, especially Mindy.
Oh, Mindy. She's back, calling out all the horror tropes. I love that. The humor.
Like Jonathan humor, she gives us the new rules for surviving a requel. It's like...
A requel?
Yeah, the film's poking fun at those reboot sequels while saying the rules have changed.
So meta. They know we have expectations and they're going to mess with them. Clever.
And speaking of expectations, Gale Weathers is back, and not just for a cameo, from what the sources say.
Gale Weathers, iconic. She ties this to the whole Scream history. The fans will love it.
Yeah, and they say she's not just there for nostalgia. She's got experience. She knows Ghostface.
Right, but come on, it's Gale. She's going to be in the thick of it, maybe getting a story for her next book.
Oh, absolutely. Still her own agenda.
Yeah.
But something's missing, Sidney Prescott.
Wait, no, Sydney. She's like the final girl, the whole heart of Scream.
Sources are pretty clear it might be misdirection, but it seems like she's not in this one.
Wow. That's huge. Almost like passing the torch to a new generation facing Ghostface.
Yeah, like Sydney's earned a break, but leaves a void. Someone has to fill it.
And that's where Sam comes in. She's got to figure out what kind of hero, or maybe even anti-hero, she'll be.
Definitely.
Okay, so we've got the new city, the suspense, Sam's internal struggle, Tara trying to find her way, Mindy with the new rules, Gale back in action, and Sydney's gone. This is going to be wild.
It is. And we haven't even talked about who the new Ghostface is, their motives are. Well, they reflect some pretty dark stuff we see in the world today.
Ooh, getting creepy. But we got to unpack that after a break. What do you say?
All right, so we're talking Ghostface's motives, and they sound pretty disturbing, reflecting some real-world anxieties.
Yeah, it's about revenge, fame, and this twisted obsession with true crime. It's like the film is saying, look at how much we love these dark stories. Makes you think.
It does. We're obsessed with true crime podcasts, documentaries, all that. It's everywhere. And Scream 6 plays with that, right? It's not just a killer. It's about how that fascination can become dangerous, blurring the lines.
Between being fascinated and becoming, like, part of it.
Exactly.
Okay, but who has Ghostface this time? Sources are quiet on that, of course. Got to keep the mystery.
Right. And they're laying those red herrings thick, keeping us guessing. But the killer's identity is connected to those motives in a way that'll make you rethink everything.
Oh, can't wait. But let's go back to Sam. Her struggle with that darkness, being Billy's daughter. There's this scene, super symbolic, where she
gets on the Ghostface mask.
Yeah.
And picks up her father's knife.
Yeah. Like she's not just fighting Ghostface, but the Ghostface inside her. a visual representation of her fear.
Powerful image. Is she giving in, trying to control it, understand it? The sources don't say, but it's a shift. She's not running anymore. She's confronting it.
Wow. How do you think Tara reacts to that? She already finds Sam overprotective. Imagine seeing your sister as Ghostface.
Mind-blowing. It shows how complex their relationship is. Tara wants normalcy, but Sam keeps pulling her back into the nightmare, a reminder they can't escape.
And that makes me think of Gail. She gets this cycle of violence more than anyone. How do you think she sees Sam? Potential victim or...
Hard to say. The sources don't give Gail's perspective, but I bet she's watching Sam closely. Remember, Gail gets involved, even if it's dangerous.
Right. And that brings back the meta-commentary. Gail's always reflected that true crime obsession, like those fans who devour every detail.
Yeah.
But with Sam, it's even more blurred.
Yeah.
Are we just watching, or were we drawn into that darkness ourselves?
That's it. How far would we go for the story?
Yeah.
Scream 6 makes us look at our own fascination with the dark stuff.
Deep. Makes you really examine that true crime obsession. And we've got more to uncover. That subway scene, the final showdown. What happens to Gail? And is Sidney really absent? We're diving into all that next. We're back, and I'm still thinking about how Scream 6 plays with that whole true crime obsession, how we get drawn in. But we got to solve this Ghostface mystery. Who's the killer this time?
Right to the point. And the sources link those motives, revenge, fame, the true crime thing, to some of the characters in ways that really make you go, wait, what?
Ooh, okay, before we get into suspects, tell me about that subway scene. Everyone in Ghostface masks, it sounds intense.
Intense. It's like peak Scream suspense. Halloween night, you're on this packed subway car, and everybody's Ghostface.
Oh, no.
Total anonymity, right? You can't tell who's just in costume and who's actually dangerous.
Ah, that messes with your head. Even if you knew Ghostface wasn't there, just seeing those masks everywhere would freak you out.
Exactly. But it's more than just scares. The sources say this is where Sam really changes. Remember, her struggling with that darkness, being Billy's daughter.
Yeah, like she might become Ghostface herself.
This scene is where she confronts that head-on. And the results, well, they're pretty shocking.
Ooh, foreshadowing. And then there's the final showdown with Ghostface. What happens?
Not a lot of details, but they call it brutal, emotional. It's more than just fighting to survive. It's Sam fighting her own inner demons, everything about her father coming to a head.
So it's not your typical final girl stuff, it's deeper.
Way deeper. It's about mental strength, overcoming trauma. It's all tied to those themes of legacy, showing that survival isn't just about the physical threat.
Wow. Makes you think. What about Gail? Does she help Sam through this, or does she get caught in the chaos?
Sources are vague about Gail's fate, but she's definitely important leading up to the showdown. She's the one with experience, right?
Yeah.
So it seems like she's guiding the others, using what she knows about Ghostface to help them. But whether she survives, mystery.
Oh, man. Gotta love Gail. Risking it all for the story. Classic. And last chance. Anything about Sidney Prescott? Did the sources spill any secrets?
Nope. Still radio silence on Sidney. Looks like they're serious about her absence.
You know, thinking about it, maybe her not being there actually tells us something. Sidney's the ultimate survivor, right? She always comes back, faces Ghostface.
Yeah.
But her not being in Scream 6 maybe means even as she has limits. Like, some trauma is just too much, even for Sidney.
That's deep. Even the strongest people can break. Adds a whole other layer to the film's message about how lasting the effects of violence are.
It does. It makes you wonder, can anyone really escape Ghostface? Or is it just this cycle that keeps going?
Huge questions. Scream 6 isn't just a slasher. It's about trauma, legacy, our messed up relationship with darkness. It'll stick with you.
Absolutely. That's what makes it a great Scream film. Smart, scary, and makes you think. All right, everyone, that's our deep dive into Scream 6. We've covered the new setting, those complex characters, those dark themes, everything. What are your thoughts? Are you excited to see what happens to Sam? Can anyone truly escape Ghostface? Head to our website. Let us know your theories. We want to hear them.